Your favorites to win the Super Bowl? The LA Rams right now at plus 425, just ahead of the Eagles at 6-1 and the Chiefs at 9-1. How good are the Rams?
They are really good.
Yeah.
This is the best roster, I think, in football right now. It is the most well-rounded team in football right now because it's less so the 34 that they scored, Jenks. So that's an impressive number, obviously. But it's more the fact that they held Tampa to 7. And, Baker Mayfield left this one with a shoulder injury, so that needs to be taken into consideration. Who knows what the second half would have been had Baker been in. But they didn't score that many when Baker was in. He threw the touchdown to Tez Johnson, which was a very nice throw and catch. It was beautiful. I love seeing Tez Johnson have success at the NFL level. But this defense is now stifling. They didn't allow the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to score. They had Sam Darnold in a blender. I mean, not a blender. That dude was sucked into a black hole.
Right.
The way that he was turning the football over, they have put together multiple performances now late into the season. We're not riding off of something they did in September, a narrative that we are just clinging on to and holding on to as we get thrashed throughout the course of the NFL season. This is things that they have done recently. They're playing their best football right now, and that should scare everybody in certainly the NFC, but then that should scare a little bit of the teams in the AFC, Jenks. Because if you just look at the AFC, who do you trust in that conference?
No one
right now. Like you're hanging on to Mahomes a little bit, maybe Josh Allen, but that roster ain't better than the Rams roster.
And then you have a coach like Sean McVay who has been there and done that. And Stafford is playing at a stupid level right now. Just an absolutely stupid level. But the Rams are a complete football team. Last year on the show, it was mainly bed sweats, but we all joined the Ramily. We were just a year early. Just a year early there.
They got good seats.
They got great seats. Still get great seats.
Got good parking.
SoFi.
Maybe some happy hour discounts. Now, Stafford hasn't thrown a pick since September 21st.
Good God.
That's 2 full calendar months since the last time he threw an interception.
It's remarkable. Remember before the season, we were wondering if he was going to be healthy enough to play?
Yeah. Like how his arm's not going to be good.
Right. Like, his arm is falling off. His back. He's had back issues for his entire career. For years. Even way back when he played with the Lions, it was always an issue. Like, he is just tough as nails. And then there were those reports. Matthew Stafford didn't work out today, didn't practice. Sean McVay says he's not really worried. Just this is a precautionary measure. But we thought, look, this guy's getting older. He's 37 now. But he looks as good as he's ever looked. And, man, when you have that offense, a very underrated defense, and then you have someone like Devontae Adams, he's the number 2.
Yeah.
He's the number 2 right now. This guy's found the fountain of youth.
It feels like a double bird from Devontae Adams to everybody else in the NFL.
Right.
It feels like a double bird from Matthew Stafford to his own organization, who has tried religiously over the past 2 or 3 years to trade him because they didn't want to pay him the number that he was asking for. I think they're good now. I think they're getting a little bit of a discount on the guy that's thrown 30 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. I think they're okay with what they got going on there. He's just playing at such an insane level, and as you mentioned, he turns 38 in February. So that could be a really good week for him. Turn 38, potentially play in the last game of the season. But the way that they're playing right now, the way that they're protecting him right now, he's only been sacked 15 times, which if you look across some of the other quarterbacks in this league, those numbers are significantly higher than that. So they're playing fantastic football. And then that defense is really darn good, too. Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, they have somehow taken former first-round pick Emmanuel Forbes and turned him into a competent player after he was the trash from Washington. Durant had that crazy play last night. It feels like they are doing literally everything correctly in Los Angeles. It almost feels like that number is a discount to the gambler of them at, plus 475 to win the Super Bowl. It feels like that number should be way more favorable to the Rams right now compared to the rest of the competition.
Yeah, that's the way I feel as well. Rams are just so good. And I think you bring up a really good point, which is who do you trust in the AFC? If you think about who, and yes, okay, it's the same it's the same teams as always, right? It's the Chiefs. They got by the Colts yesterday. Okay, fine, but this is a team that could easily be 5-6 today. Look, they're still the Chiefs, okay? The Bills are maddeningly inconsistent. They're all over the place. The Ravens are probably going to find a way to make the playoffs, but we know with their history that once they get to the postseason, they can't quite get over the hump. There's not a real threat. The biggest threat, according to the odds, is the Colts. Then it's Chiefs and Broncos and Patriots in the AFC.
And those are no threats.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, the Chiefs right now, the playoffs start today, they're the 10th seed. So
right.
They're closer to drafting at the top of the draft than they are to the number 1 seed in the conference. So right now it's the Patriots at 10-2, but we've never seen Drake May play in the postseason, and he just played one of his lesser games. It wasn't a bad game, but one of his lesser games against a bad Cincinnati defense. What's it going to look like when you're going up against guys that can get after the passer? I mean, even the Bills, they're 7th right now in the AFC because they got upset by Davis Mills.
Yeah.
And they got a shocker here. They got a wide receiver problem. Remember when Sean McDermott was calling out a radio host this offseason about their receiver problem? You guys got a receiver problem. We knew this. You knew this. You got a little butthurt about it. I can't blame you because that's your team. But they're not very good. You certainly don't trust the Jaguars, the Chargers, and even the Ravens. I mean, they're 6-5. They put together a nice 5-game win streak. They didn't exactly look all that impressive against the Jets, though. Only 23 against the defense that sold its 2 best players at the trade deadline. Lamar has not performed in a way that I thought he was going to when he was back and healthy. He's performing like he just got back.
Right.
Now he's been back for 5 games, and he was 13 of 23 for 153 yards.
And when you look at the NFC, I don't trust the Eagles at all. And it's not just because of yesterday. They don't like each other.
Like, they legitimately don't like each other.
No, they really don't. Like, every week, if it's not Jalen Hurts defending himself because of the reports that people in the locker room or players in the locker room don't believe he's following the game plan, that he's hesitant, that he's doing things his way, he's not as quick to throw the ball or release the football as he should be. Then, of course, A.J. Brown, that's been an ongoing situation. And, of course, he scores yesterday, and the Eagles give up a 21-point lead. Even last year.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it was so perfect. Even last year, Nick Sirianni was chirping at Eagles fans. Remember, they were going back and forth? The Eagles are such an incredible gathering of talent. And yet, they find ways to win. They found a way to lose yesterday. But they feel like a team that it's just going to be one bad decision or one bad game, and they're this close to having it in the postseason. They're good enough to just kind of meander through the regular season, particularly the NFC East. I know they lost yesterday, but we thought this was going to be a really tough division. It has not been this year. So they're good enough to just sort of plod through the regular season and have a winning record. And yes, they're 6-1. Yes, they're defending champs. But I feel like when a big game is on the line and they need a big play and they face someone who is legitimately a very good team, I'm just not quite so sure I believe in Philly to get the job done.
I mean, they nearly lost to the Rams last year when the Rams were a lesser roster.
Yes.
And you, as Philadelphia, were a better roster with a MVP caliber player who that MVP caliber player ran for 22 yards yesterday.
Yeah.
And, Saquon Barkley running for 22 yards is in a vacuum, not great, whatever. Right. But when he runs for 22 yards in a game that you had a 21-point lead, like when you are up 21-0, you're running the football.
Yep.
You're giving the football to your running back and saying, hey, go do something with it. Let's see if we can pop a big one. And they couldn't do it. I mean, it feels like it's a 2-team race in the NFC right now between the Rams and the Seattle Seahawks, who the Rams have already beaten. Maybe you like Green Bay, but Green Bay, I think with Jordan Love, I want to see consistency be a little bit more in their bag, as the children say, because they just have not been consistent. And then right now, Detroit is not even in the postseason. They're the 8th seed because Chicago, who is having a hell of a year playing really bad football teams, they're 8-3. So that division needs to shake up a certain way. And that's going to happen. I mean, Chicago's going to have a little bit of a come to Jesus moment here when they get the Eagles, Packers, Browns, Packers, Niners, Lions to close the season. So you get one really sucky game with the Browns and then a bunch of really good teams the rest of the way. But even the Lions, they're not all that. I mean, they nearly lost to Jameis Winston yesterday. And it's the NFL, it's a week-to-week league, but if you're nearly losing to Jameis Winston when they're pulling all the tricks out of the bag, what's it going to be like when you're going up against a legitimately great team where he doesn't need to do sleight of hand to score?
Also, that Jameis Winston touchdown yesterday where he catches that pass. Oh, it was so good.
It was so great.
It was so great.
Trucking guys.
He twists and turns, and you're like, there's no way he's getting into the end zone. The Giants damn near won that game. It was really close. They maybe should have won that game. But him twisting, turning, finding a way to get in the end zone, that was and celebration. I mean, now I think with each passing week, it's just so apparent why people love playing with Jameis Winston, being around him, why fans love him. But yeah, it's crazy about the Lions, who looked like a shoo-in, and here they are still fighting. But here they also at 6-1. Like, they're going to be okay. But the broader point is, when it comes to the Rams, it's hard to find someone playing as well as these guys, and they look absolutely legitimate, like they should be the favorites.